All right, well, Moses joined me on the desk for our first look at sports. And of course, we're going to talk, Maximum Fighting Championships. You can take the fighter out of the octagon. But of course, you were talking about this. You can't take the passion of the octagon out of that fighter.
And that's the best part. You know, if you have something that you're passionate about, you go after it. And certainly it's been a long time for this guy. A former Quebecer who now makes his home in the border city returns to the sport after a 2.5-year absence. Yes, 2.5 years. Matt Schumont has more in this report.
Originally from Montreal, where he started his MMA career, Chris Boivert stepped away from the sport when he moved to Lloydminster for work. But once he arrived to the border city, something was missing that had to be fixed.
The passion came back. So I just said, come into the gym here and say, hey, I need to fight again. I get this in my blood, so I need to fight again.
And that passion has shown. Training at the Fight Farm for the past 5 months, head instructor Garrett Tepper says he is hands down one of the best fighters he has trained with.
He definitely brings a lot to the table. He comes from a very well-recognized gym known as TriStar. He's sparring partner to, famous UFC fighters such as George St. Pierre. There's a bunch of other big names in there as well, but yeah, so he brings a lot to the table for sure.
Now preparing for a lightweight bout against Chris Chapman, Boivert is satisfied with how everything has went.
My training camp is handsome. It's like I push my limit. I do it for passion. So this is natural, and I do it in happiness this time. And what I say, I got good support around me, so give me good energy, mental, and I'm ready to fight.
He's dedicated to the sport, and he's a true professional. Not only does he work here, I mean, he has a full-time job, but he does a lot of personal stuff as well with personal trainers, and he's a pro, so he takes it quite serious, and yeah, he puts in a lot of extra work.
It's been nearly 3 years since the Montreal native last made an appearance inside the octagon. However, his confidence level could not be any higher.
Definitely I'm gonna win, so don't try it. I'm gonna win this fight easy. But the first fight, I don't stress with this. I know what I am, what I do. My training camp is perfect, so let's go for it.
I don't think the ring rust should affect him. We feel that he's going to have he's going to have a fight, of course, but he's prepared. So whatever this guy brings to the table, whether it's the ground, standing, it's not going to be a problem for him.
Matt Schumont, Newcap Sports.
All right, thanks a lot, Matt. We'll move on to college soccer. Everything seems to be going the Rustlers' way on the men's side, collecting 19 of a possible 21 points, sitting atop of the ACAC standings, moving to 4th in the country rankings. A big contributor for that success has been at the back end.
I'm pretty sure every coach wants a goalkeeper like that who is very calm in the back and organizes their players, and whenever something bad happens, the goalie's got to correct the players.
He's a very good leader by the short but good information he gives. He's very efficient with his feet, and our players play much. They just have so much faith in him, and it just leads to us being very composed in the back end.
Campos and the rest of the Rustlers are 2 points up on the Nate Ooks for the overall lead and 7 points clear in their South Division. Now, despite the solid play, the Rustlers aren't believing any of the hype.
There's two different sides of it. The publicity of it and marketing of it and whatnot is helpful, but within our own team, it doesn't really do much for us.
Now we're just going to focus on winning those 2 games and then move on to playoffs and see what goes from there.
To the AJHL now, Bonnyville Pontiacs defenseman Ryan Black was the man over the weekend, grabbing the Canalta Player of the Week honors. Now, in the last 3 games, Black has scored 1 goal while adding 6 assists in his last 3 games, including a 4-point performance at the AJHL Showcase. He and the rest of the Pontiacs, by the way, will be on the ice tonight against the Sherwood Park Crusaders. These 2 teams are meeting for the first time this season after the Crew swept the Yaks in last year's playoffs. So far this season, both teams have won 4 of their last 5 games. And how about the young guns for the Pontiacs, outscoring the opposition 14-6 in that recent stretch? Puck drop for tonight's game is at 7:30. And that is your first look at sports. Bart Patiasic has your weather details coming up after the break.